Hey everyone, what's going on? This is Ash and Rima from Mass Effect Odyssey. And firstly, let us say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Obviously, this will be coming out on Boxing Day, so everyone would have had their Christmas by now. So we hope you had a good day. We hope you got nice presents. Rima, you going to say Merry Christmas to the people?
Oh, sorry. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas, people. Because not everyone might start.
Rima's covering all bases.
All bases for all those people, following all the faiths and Elune and whatnot.
It's true.
The Enkindlers, come on.
It's very, very true.
The Hanar don't celebrate Christmas. Or maybe they do.
How do you know?
I don't know. They celebrate Hanar Christmas.
I'm not even going to try.
I was going to say Hanukkah, but...
Nope.
Okay, let's go.
So, hey everyone.
Joke aside.
This is like our end of year kind of podcast, as it were. We're just going to go through a few bits and pieces. The 3 points we're going through is just in general our favourite games and movies of this year, 2015, and also what we're looking forward to in terms of movies and games in 2016. We've got one pick for that, so we're not going to be too long. And also, we were going to do a comments kind of we liked from you guys kind of thing, but we'll get to that in a little while and explain our reasonings behind that. And then we're just going to do a quick review of the channel over this year, because this is kind of us coming to the end of our first year on the channel.
Yeah.
It's still there's still a few months to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll see. This has been a very I don't know how to put it really.
It's a roller coaster year, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a very quickly developing year, shall I say? We've had to get used to things very, very quickly. So it's been a strange but in a good way year. So that's kind of our plan for this quick recording for you guys. So we're going to start off with our favourite games and movies of 2015. Rima, I'm going to let you go first on this one because I struggle so badly
on
when
movies.
I had to try. Yeah, we'll start with movies from this year first.
So
you can do 3, but I only have 2. So
well, there weren't many movies. To be honest, movies this year were pretty low for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see. I didn't overly enjoy a lot of them. But the movies I really enjoyed this year were I did enjoy The Martian. That was a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed Star Wars. I saw that just like really recently. I did enjoy it. But I won't waste people's time about my opinion on Star Wars because I'm a huge Star Wars fan. So I had like really high standards to fill. And I'm not going to say it filled all of it. It was a very good movie.
Yeah.
But it wasn't my favorite movie. My favorite movie of the year was Mad Max this year. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure it came out this year, right? This year, right?
It's out on Blu-ray and DVD already, so
it must be this year.
I had a similar problem with Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was definitely last year.
Yeah. So it might be just being within this year, I think.
Yeah,
so.
but Mad Max was my favorite movie of this year. It was my favorite movie going experience because I was like literally blown away when I saw that movie. I was expecting one thing. I was expecting it to be very much like the old Mad Max films.
The old Mel Gibson ones.
Yeah, it was more like watching art on screen. It was the most it's one of the prettiest movies I've ever seen, and it's really weird to say that.
I've still not seen it. I might treat myself when I finish work tomorrow to buy it on Blu-ray and just have a watch. So
it's not, and people who are worried it's going to be overly violent, it's not overly violent. There is violence in it because it's obviously a Mad Max film, but it's not that bad. And it's just the way the film's done is just amazing. So that's my favorite movie of the year.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah. So I only had 2 because as far as my memory serves, I've only seen 2 in the cinema this year. The one I saw earlier on the year, which Rima has already mentioned, was The Martian. I enjoyed that a lot. We've said in the past that we're both huge sci-fi and science and specifically space geeks. We really love anything to do with space and all that kind of stuff, to the point of where when Timothy Peake went up to the International Space Station the other day, I watched his launch live, I watched the docking live, and that was a good few hours. So luckily it was my day off. So yeah, I watched that for a good few hours. So that's how geeky we are. We track that kind of stuff. So The Martian was a big hit in my book, so I really enjoyed that, and I'm really looking forward to getting that on Blu-ray.
Also, that film was like put in like the category for like best comedy of the year.
Yeah, which is interesting
because it is actually a really funny movie.
Yeah, it's
dark comedy.
It's a really well done movie. But Matt Damon in that film, the comedic moments he has are just really well done. like really well done. So I'm trying to. Obviously, the movie's been out for a while now, and I think it's pretty close to its release on DVD and Blu-ray. But I won't try and spoil anything for people who haven't seen it yet. There as well. The only other movie I've seen, which is again same as Rima, very recently, I saw Star Wars. And very similar to Rima, I love the original trilogy. I'm not a fanatic of the series. I enjoy them for what they are, which is good sci-fi films, and that's pretty much as far as it goes for me. I loved the original trilogy. I did very much enjoy this film. I took it as just a new film coming out, sci-fi. Really enjoyed it. I had a couple of gripes with it, but nothing particularly major. But not my favourite film of the year. My favourite film of the year was The Martian. So
cool.
Yeah. So yeah,
Fair
moving
game.
on to games. Yes,
We say games.
We say games. We have
the
one.
same game. There's been. I'll say it's a slow year for game
It's
releases this
been
year.
not the strongest year.
No, we had
for
obviously
games.
there was things like Battlefront that came out. We both played Arkham Knight as well.
Yes.
Which is a very good game. I'm a huge Arkham fan, so I really liked the game. It was a very good end to the Rocksteady Arkham series.
Yes.
But I guess you agree with me that the favorite game of this year, which I guess a lot of people might have not played because they don't have an Xbox One.
Yeah, and it's got a year exclusivity.
Is
hasn't it?
Rise of the Tomb Raider was our favorite game of the year.
Yes.
That game was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we had like an issue with the first one where it's really good, it's really enjoyable, but you keep playing through it and through it and through it, and you keep thinking like certain parts are going to be the end of the game, and it happens about 4 times, and you're just like, when's this game going to end? And then it finally ends. You're like, okay, it's ended now. But it's like 2 hours after you think it's originally going to end. But this time it was just like a thrill from the beginning to the end. So, and it looks amazing graphically. It's one of the best games I've seen.
So I guess you're not you obviously don't have the history of Tomb Raider as I did.
No,
I grew up on Tomb Raider.
You have a good history of Tomb Raider.
And the problem I had with the first one was that it obviously was a reboot. It wasn't meant to be obviously a copy cut paste, because it was obviously a reboot. You're meant to be starting a new, kind of taking inspiration from the original work. But the problem with the first game was it was kind of like, I don't know, I kind of see the plot was kind of a bit weak. And they tried to set up Lara as this character, and it kind of failed. She kind of seemed really devoid of emotion, whereas, and also it lacked tombs. Don't call it Tomb Raider if it doesn't have tombs, okay? Because the optional tombs in the first game weren't very good.
You just call it
I avoided it. You call it Raider, yeah. It's called Lara. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
But Rise of Tomb Raider it's probably a really good mix of what the old game was and what the new games are. It has all the good, like the tombs, the optional tombs. I encourage anyone who decides to play it to go and play all the optional tombs, because they're all really good. They're all full of physics puzzles, and if you play the old games, they kind of give you that nostalgia. The environment is just amazing, and as I said, the graphics are it's really, really pretty. The game is stunning. It's well paced, the mechanics are really smooth, and the game isn't too long that you're kind of you think that, oh, it's taking forever. You kind of get absorbed in it, and you kind of I don't even know how long the game is. I don't even know how long it's
No, I didn't even pay attention to it.
It was it was at least a couple days worth of just going through the game.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw daylight for when I was playing it.
I think we blasted it over about a week, didn't we?
I'm waiting for the DLC now, but it's a very good game, and it kind of makes me excited to see where it goes. I think they can still take elements from the old the old games and bring a bit of that kookiness. I don't want them to bring a giant T-Rex. Let's not do that. But I'm still waiting for the dual pistols. I keep saying that. Bring on the dual pistols.
It'll happen. It'll be a DLC.
So that was our favorite
sure.
game. The game I'm looking forward to next year, Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm looking forward to that game so much. I think it's gonna. I'm looking forward to that more than Division, because it's also one of those games. I like all Tom Clancy games.
Yeah.
I have to get them all.
Yeah.
And Ghost Recon is my particular favorite version of that series is the best to me for the Tom Clancy games. And Wildlands looks really, really good. And we had a lot of fun playing co-op in the last one.
We did, yes. I wasn't good at it, but
no, you weren't.
It was a lot of fun.
But I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that Ubisoft actually do a good job and don't cause an utter mess of it, because it'll really break my heart. But I don't know when it's coming out. They haven't released a date yet for that, not that I know of.
No.
But there is pre-alpha footage that came out in E3, and it's on their website. The game looks amazing right now at this moment. So
well, I will say that we were both very much looking forward to The Division.
yes.
We were both very much looking forward to The Division when it was first announced. Obviously, it's been delayed twice since then, and our kind of excitement has kind of waned slightly because obviously one delay, fair enough. Two,
I need to see more stuff.
but they have just started ramping up. I've seen 2 adverts for it now.
Yeah, so
they
have
are
I.
starting to ramp up for it now. Not gameplay stuff though; it's live action stuff. But we shall see. I'm still intrigued by it, but I need to see gameplay stuff and see.
We may not have a choice because the lack of games coming out next year.
True, very true.
And let's preface this to say there is one game we're definitely looking forward to next year, and that's Mass Effect Andromeda.
But we kind of
course.
said that we wouldn't choose that one because
That's
we
an
already
easy
know
answer.
we're looking. Yes, exactly.
Did
It'd be a
you
very
have a
easy
game?
choice. So I did.
you?
I went for another EA game. I went for Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I really liked the first one, despite the fact I've never completed it. But it's very good. It's a lot of fun, and it's just a lot of parkour. It's first-person parkouring, and it's something I didn't think I'd like, and I do. And seeing it on current consoles now, the more powerful hardware, and from what I've seen so far, it looks again graphically amazing. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And next one is we were going to say this is comments from you guys that we liked from this year. Obviously, we started back in April, and we're obviously going up to the end of 2015 now. So we've been going for about 9 months, I want to say. My estimation's a bit rubbish. Maybe between 8 and 9 months. And we basically decided that there was far too many to choose from. Because you guys have been like really supportive of us, and the fact that, and I think you probably said it best, Rima, before we started recording, which was that the fact that people are still engaging and people are still not just talking to us, but they're talking to each other, and we see these massive long discussion threads between people, and it's all good, it's all nice. There's not people like having to go at each other or anything like that. They're just having a full-on discussion about Mass Effect, which in probably most ways that's pretty much what we aim for, really. We're trying to just keep the whole subject going and getting everyone excited for the next game coming out, and I think that was kind of our plan all along. We didn't think it would happen so quickly, but we're grateful, very grateful that it has. So we're not going to pick any one comment, so because we like all of them.
Because you all rock.
So because you're all awesome.
Also something to throw in there quickly before
we do, yes, before the last
because I literally came in before we recorded.
Yes, I found this we kind of got 2 things. I am going to mention the Chris Wynn thing as well, but I'm going to mention that briefly because I am plotting a news video on that at some point within the next week. It's been a while since I've done one. So.
Like you're coming out with an evil plan. I'm plotting a news.
But yes, so on the screen now you'll see what I found out to be a new concept art from the game, and what this basically looked like is, and Rima, you put it as, it looks ancient but industrial, which I think's pretty accurate. So basically, it's our Mass Effect Andromeda guy who looks like he's just been plopped in there from Photoshop, but
pretty much because he looks exactly like that concept
like
art
everything
from
else, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you've got this guy stood there. There's a lot of stuff around, and then there's this what looks like a huge door in front of him. Now, this actually, this literally just come to my head now. Do you remember that concept art video we did ages ago with the pyramid structures inside something?
It looks like the same like architecture. I was going to say that. Yeah.
So I reckon this is a close-up, possibly, and there's like weird writing on the floor as well. Like right in front of him?
Yeah, well, unless it's like inside, like maybe it's inside one of those pyramid structures, maybe. Because everything's like, if you look at the door, it's almost like triangular. And it has the same kind of like the kind of industrial feel that one did. And if you look at the door, there's like, it seems to either be damaged, there's like scarring on it.
Yeah.
Either it looks like it's almost like stone or like metal that's kind of been like,
aged.
obviously like,
Old.
Yeah, and also shows you the scale, because this guy would probably be like Mass Effect hero size, right? So let's say he's a reasonable size for a human.
Yes.
Average male height, maybe.
We say at least
taller.
average, just yeah.
Yeah. So you can imagine that thing standing next to him, which kind of looks like one of those like, what is that?
I don't know. It just looks like a
cauliflower.
some sort of unit, cauliflower,
a mushroom. No, whatever that thing is taller than him. which gives you scale. And you see
Yeah.
where the light is. The light seems to be
The light
like
seems
almost
to be like above him.
yeah, like everything seems like massive. So
Yeah.
whether this is a door for something like obviously like you know how in that original concept art we might need to link that video.
Yeah,
because
we'll
people might not have
link it
context.
and we'll have like a comparison picture for the old one as well.
But when we actually did the original video, we talked about there was like kind of like mech suits or kind of like those old like Atlas like mech suits that we always kind of saw. Either those doors are kind of built for that size, or maybe there's a creature that's like massive,
Yeah.
like big. Because they look at the scale of this compared to
These
Mr.
are-
Pathfinder.
These are big doors. Is that his official name now?
Oh, yeah, he's called Mr. Pathfinder.
Hello,
now.
I'm Mr.
Mr.
Pathfinder.
Pathfinder. So yes, do you want to tell him how you found it as well?
Yes, a certain Mac Walters of Bioware was very sneaky. And for everyone who's on Twitter, you get your little square profile picture, and then you get like a big kind of space for like a background picture. And he put this as his background picture. And I just happened upon it and looked at it and I was like, that's interesting. And I had a look around the web and people have actually said, oh, this is actually new concept art that he's put up. And I was like, oh. So I found a clean version because his one was a bit blurry. Found a clean version, looked at it, and obviously the first thing that kind of pegged me on it was the fact that there's the Mass Effect Andromeda concept art. Man. Right
Mr.
there.
Pathfinder.
So the Pathfinder man is right there. So yeah, and I was like, this is new concept art, and obviously basically it's just a door. For all intents and purposes, it's a door. But it's something different. It's something interesting, and I personally think it is connected to the other concept art from way back when.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That weird relay thing. Remember that big square fish relay thing in one of the other old the pyramid and that all have the same
There
kind
seems
of
to be like a connection.
Yeah, they all seem to have the same kind of, maybe this is remnant technology that we'll need to wait and see, but they all seem to have that same kind of like brownish, like blackish, greyish metal stone triangular thing going on.
Yeah.
They all seem to have the same architecture, so maybe this is ruins that will come across. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something like another race.
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see.
And obviously we're thinking this is potentially, and we say this in air quotes, remnant technology, but we don't know if the remnant are actually the ancient thing in the game yet, because that's not been confirmed. So, but it does look old. It does look like it's been there for a while, and yeah, it looks weather worn, should we say, or just aged. So it's
it almost looks like there's like, if you look at the door or the thing in the middle, it almost looks like there's stuff like almost like even on the walls, it looks like things are like water damage, if you know what I mean, like so maybe it's underwater, maybe possibly, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
But yeah, so before we bring you that there as well, the other very quick thing we just wanted to mention is on Twitter. No more than about an hour or so ago, Chris Wynn, I always mess up saying his name, Chris Wynn, one of the development directors at Bioware, has announced he is leaving Bioware. We're very sad about this because
the one win.
He was like, the one win, yes. He has been like a constant source of like just not so much, entertainment at the same time, because he's just a big old tease when it comes to Mass Effect Andromeda. But I think it's been very clear that he's been very quiet for the last month or so on Twitter, and then literally today he put 3 tweets out saying, I'm sad to announce that I'm leaving Bioware, heading back to the USA, and thank you to all the people that I'm working at Mass Effect Andromeda. They're the best team I've ever worked with, and I will now join the N7 community as one of the fans awaiting Mass Effect Andromeda to come out next year. So unfortunately, Chris Wynn, one of the more vocal people from Bioware, who teased us all.
He also had so much passion for it as well.
He did. So it does make me wonder why he's left, but I'm not going to speculate on that because it just doesn't seem right to do that. He's obviously got his reasons for leaving, and there's no point in prying in that. That's his own personal, private reasons. And but we obviously wish him well. And
yes, we do.
No, we hope.
And I'm sure we'll hear about him.
Some sort of game that we play in the future, because he's going to have a very, very big hand in Andromeda. Yeah. So we wish him well as well. So that's kind of 2 little news bits there as well. There'll be obviously extended ones probably in the beginning of next year. But the last thing we wanted to do was just have a very brief review of our channel. Now, obviously, we started way back when, in the early months of 2015, April 2015, and this was basically it was a side project at the beginning, and it very quickly turned into our full-time project. It very quickly blew away our previous project, but I think the thing that has surprised us the most is... Ooh, sorry, my whole desk just moved, so I apologise. The thing that surprised us the most is the continued growth of the community, the growth of people watching the video, people being willing to share the video with other people, and just people being awesome. I mean, we've had so much support this year, and it's been... You put it in a way, it's been a roller coaster, because we've had some really good times with the channel, but obviously outside of the channel we've sort of had tough times of our own there as well, so it's been nice to have something to fall back on, kind of thing. But yeah, that's it. So thank you very much for this year. We love you very much because of it. And as always, you can subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things Mass Effect, and as always, you can help the channel to grow by sharing the video too. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great new year, and I hope you had a good Christmas, and we'll see you again in 2016.